Good afternoon, my name is Sergeant Bryers, and we're here today to conduct individual training on identifying topographical symbols on a military map in accordance with 071-Charlie Oscar Mike-1000, also in accordance with TC 3-25.26. Before we begin, I'd like to go over the task, condition, standards, and give my risk assessment for today. So our task, identify topographic symbols on a military map. Condition, you are a member of a squad or a team in a field environment and have been given a 1 to 50,000 scale military map and a requirement to identify topographical symbols on the map. Standards, identify basic colors, topographic symbols, and marginal information on a military map. So for today's risk assessment, the risk will be low. However, you need to be constantly cognizant of your surroundings, and if there are any fire hazards, we will evacuate the building, and we need to maintain our COVID spacing at all times. So now, I will read performance steps 1 through 3, and demonstrate the taskings. Performance step 1, identify the 6 basic colors on a military map. Black stands for cultural features, elevation, or labels. Blue stands for water. Brown represents relief features or cultivated land on red light readable maps. Keep in mind, the map we will be using today only shows red-brown. We do not have any brown features on this map. Green identifies vegetation. Red identifies major roads or built-up areas. Red-brown identifies all relief features and main roads on red light maps. Performance step 2, identify symbols on a military map. Using the legend, which should identify most symbols on the military map, you'll be able to identify each object by its shape on the map. You'll use logic and color to identify each map feature. Performance measure 3, identify the marginal information on a military map. So it will be steps A or alpha through whiskey, and those include the sheet name, sheet number, series name, scale, series number, edition number, index to boundaries, journeying sheets diagram, elevation guide, declination diagram, bar scales, contour, interval note, the spheroid note, the grid note, the projection note, the vertical datum note, horizontal datum note, control note, preparation note, printing note, grid reference box, unit, imprint, and symbol, and finally the legend. So here we have our 1 to 50,000 scale map, and again, I will be showing you what the 6 basic colors are on a military map, where these symbols are located, and the identifying information. So to go through the colors, first we have black, which represents cultural features, elevation, or labels. So down here, there are groups of buildings which are all black buildings. For blue, we have water. Again, there's a river running through here, represented by blue, and there is a section of lakes up here, also represented by blue. Like I said earlier, this map does not have any brown markings on it. However, we will be using red-brown to identify all main roads and all of the contour lines on the map. Green, vegetation. As we know, this area is highly vegetated, so all of this represents very thick vegetation. Red also identifies major roads or built-up areas, and in this case, we will be getting into this later as well. Our military legend identifies that the impact area is also a shade of red, which this signifies. So for the symbols on the military map, we will be using the legend, which is located at the lower left-hand corner of the map. And the military legend for this map contains information such as the access control point, restricted airspace, ammunition holding areas, ammunition storage areas, cantonment zones, drop zones, firing zones, impact areas, landing zones, low water crossing, observation points, restricted areas, tank trails, training area boundaries, and finally training sites. So now we will identify the marginal information located on the military map. So to begin, It will identify the sheet name. The sheet name is located at the top middle, is the Fort Drum Military Installation map. Next, we'll identify the sheet number. Now, for this map in particular, it is not a number, but it is Foxtrot, Tango, Delta, Romeo, Uniform, Mike, Mike, Indigo, Mike. Now for the series name, it is New York series maps. And for the scale of the maps, it is a 1/250,000 scale standard military map. The series number for the map is located at the top right as well, Vector 721 Sierra, and the edition of the map is 4 Sierra Romeo Papa. The index to boundaries will be located on the bottom right of the map. You can tell it is a box that says boundaries around it. The adjoining sheets of the map, which are the maps that you would use if you deviate from outside of this map, so you can use the maps that will be located to the north, east, south, or west of the map. The elevation guide will also be located in the bottom right-hand side of the map. The declination diagram is right here. It will give you your magnetic north, your grid north, and true north for the map. The bar scales are located at the bottom middle of the map. They show you the scale of the map and intervals to use when measuring distances on this specific map. The contour interval note, spheroid note, grid note, projection note, vertical datum note, horizontal datum note, control note, preparation note, printing note will all be located at the middle of the map right here. That is where all of that information will be held. The grid reference box is located right here. The unit imprint and symbol will be located on the bottom left-hand side of the map. And for this specific map, it has two different legends. It has one that is labeled as a simple legend, and then this map also has one that is labeled as a military legend, which we went over earlier. Okay, now that we have all completed all three performance steps on the map, now will begin your 15 minutes to practice taskings and become comfortable to ensure success in the assessment you will receive after your 15-minute practice time. During this time, if you have any questions or need any help identifying certain features on the map, I will be available. Your time begins now. "15 minutes has elapsed. So now I will be using the 5164 Romeo hands-on evaluation form to evaluate you while you complete performance steps 1, 2, and 3. You will either be trained, proficient, or untrained. You will have 5 minutes to complete this tasking. Your time will start now. "5 minutes has elapsed. Sergeant, at this time we have 8 soldiers that are trained in 071-Charlie Oscar Mike-1000. We have 0 soldiers proficient and 0 soldiers untrained. All were a success today. Now I will take back all of the maps that you have that I have handed out prior to the beginning of class. So now we're going to take 5 minutes to conduct our AAR. We will go over what we were supposed to do, what actually occurred, and you will give me any improves, sustains, or recommendations that you have at this time. So what were we supposed to do? We were supposed to identify topographical symbols on a military map in accordance with 071-Charlie Oscar Mike-1000. What did we do? What actually happened? We identified topographical symbols on a military map in accordance with 071-Charlie Oscar 1000. Do you have any sustains, improves, or recommendations to make at this time? None? Okay, thank you. So now, again, we will review our risk assessment, see if anything has changed. Our risk assessment is still low at this time. No fires occurred, no one was injured. We maintained COVID spacing, everyone did good today. So now we'll conduct final inspection to ensure that we all have our ACHs, iPro, gloves, body armor, and proper uniforms. Sergeant, at this time, I'm requesting to close out the training site.